crystal clear waters surrounding the Turks and Caicos Islands abound with these lobsters. So this is the part you eat. Generally this crayfish or lobster, we call them crayfish in Australia, but they're actually lobsters, called lobsters over there, would be about that long. The head can be used for soups or bisques or stock, and nothing's wasted here. The lobster tail contains all the meat, and if you look at that beautiful white meat, when it's steamed, it'll be juicy, it'll be sweet and firm, and that's what you're looking for. So number one is just split the cray down the middle, because I'm actually use the shell to serve the lobster back into. So that can go straight in. I'll season it lightly. All food should be seasoned before you cook it. So just a little bit of sea salt on there. So straight into the steamer. There you go. That'll take about 3 or 4 minutes. The flesh will turn white and the shell will turn orange, and that's how you know when it's cooked. Our lobster's now steaming, so that's a couple of minutes away. It's time to make the sauce. So the sauce is really simple. Plain flour, butter, mustard, smoked paprika, 3 cheeses, salt and pepper. Simple as that. So melt my butter, let that melt and start bubbling a little bit, and then we'll add the flour, cook the flour out, and we'll add milk and the rest of our seasonings to it. So our butter's melted. I'm going to add a little bit of plain flour to make a roux. And I'm going to cook that out a little bit, just so it's lightly golden. A roux is a classical French sauce base made from flour, butter. It can be a blonde roux, a white roux, or a golden roux. And the Americans, for their gumbo, they use a really dark roux for a gumbo base. So this is pretty well the same. Okay, our crayfish is perfectly steamed. Nice and red. The flesh is just firm and beautiful. So I'll let that cool slightly while I'm preparing the sauce. Okay, our roux's perfect. Slightly golden, the flour's cooked out in it. Time to add some milk. Full cream milk. Straight in and whisk as you add, so you don't get lumps. Cooking it out for about 3 or 4 minutes, but I'll add a bit more salt, some paprika, spoonful of mustard, and then it's ready to go on the lobster. A little bit of sea salt, a little bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of French mustard. Give it a whisk. And it's tasting good. Now it's time to add our cheeses. So a little bit of Mexican style cheese, some mozzarella, and some fresh parmesan. Give it a whisk up. It's pretty well a classic lobster mornay with 3 cheeses instead of 1. So I love it. With seafood, it's perfect. It's very rich, it's very filling, so a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to remove some of the meat from the lobster, but not all of it. Just lift it out. Look at that. How nice is that? I'm doing that just to release it from the shell. So once it's cooked, it's really easy to cut and eat. All right, so lobster goes into an oven-proof dish. I'm going to drizzle some of our sauce to coat. Just a grate of our parmesan over the top. Then straight in the oven under a hot grill, just till it's golden. Our lobster's cooked. How good does that look? I'm very proud of that dish. Wow, how good's that? When you come to experience Wymara luxury, make sure to come to the restaurant to experience our signature dish, Turks lobster at its best.